guys, so today I am here with a super long get ready with me video, and I'm actually going to be doing a talk through get ready with me video, which is totally new to my channel. I've done many get ready with me videos in the past and they've always just been like fast forwarded with music, but I decided to go ahead and talk through this one just to kind of talk to you guys, let you guys know about the products that I've been using every day and loving. So if you guys want to know how I went from no makeup to this every day, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so this is what my skin and my face looks like without makeup. I honestly think I look kind of the exact same without makeup. I don't think it's like too much of a dramatic difference, but this is what I look like without makeup. And yeah, so the first thing I typically do is apply a lip balm just to get my lips moisturized for when I apply a lip color later on. The one I've been using is the Jack Black Intense Therapy lip balm. This one is in natural mint, but they have a ton of different flavors and I love this stuff. It's amazing, and I have a bunch of these and I use and abuse them. They're amazing. The next thing I do this every single day, is use one of my mini little eyebrow shapers. I mentioned these in one of my product empties videos and a lot of people were asking me where you can find them. You can find a pack of 3 of these at any drugstore. I usually get mine at like Walmart, Target, CVS, anywhere really has them, and then everybody was asking me how to use them. So my eyebrows, I've already have like the shape that I want, so every day I just kind of go in, do the unibrow area, just trim it up, and then I get any like sparse hairs under the brows, and I usually put my finger on my brow that I don't want to cut off because I've heard of way too many accidents with these things. So, and no, they don't hurt, they're little razors, so they just get rid of any like extra hairs or anything like that. Then next I like to use a hand sanitizer because I'm going to be touching all over my face and I don't want to spread any bacteria. So the one I've just been using lately, I use all of them from Bath & Body Works. This one is just in the pumpkin scent. It's a Halloween one, but I don't care. It smells good. Alright, so then I get started with my face. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with a face primer. I actually am using the Clinique Super Primer Universal Face Primer. I started using this yesterday and I really don't know how I feel about it yet. It doesn't have like a silicone-y texture, but it's like really creamy feeling. I really don't know how to describe it. So I'm going to take a little bit and put it on the key points of my face. And then just rub it in. But yeah, like I said, I haven't noticed any like lasting power or anything yet, just because today is the second day that I'm using it. And then I like to use an under eye primer as well, and that's mostly just because I've been using the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer for a while now, and I love it. This is my second tube of this, and this is almost gone. It really helps with any sort of under eye concealer. Sorry, it's like taking a while to come out. If it creases or anything like that. And this one's on its like last, ooh, there we go, legs, so. I like to use a green concealer to cover any red areas in my skin, any blemishes, things like that. I've been using the Maybelline Cover Stick Concealer. This is probably the only makeup item in my like routine that I have used for years. It's just a green concealer stick. I love it. It's amazing. So I don't know, do I have any like red spots right now? A few. We'll cover a couple, but I don't have that many as I usually do. I usually have to like put it all over my face, so. And then I'll just blend it out. And this just cancels out any redness. And for actually like using a concealer to cover any blemishes, so I would put a concealer on top of the green that I use. I do have a sample of the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. This is in the shade number 16. I made a massive sample of this before I left Sephora because I really like this stuff. So I use this with a Real Techniques foundation brush to cover any blemishes or anything like that. So I just like to put it on top of the spots where I put the green. And then before I blend any of that out, I like to add another concealer because I do use 2 concealers. This is the, sorry, my hair is like, ugh, in my face. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade number 15. I use this for highlighting and concealing my under eye circles, and I love it. So I'm going to put it under my eyes and then in my highlighting areas. And I love this concealer. I do concealer first over foundation. I really don't have any reason that I do concealer first. I just always have done concealer first. I know a lot of people do it after their foundation, but it's just something I've always been doing, so it just kind of goes hand in hand with me. So then next I'm going to take my beauty blender. This is a damp beauty blender. It's extra dirty, but I love it, and it hasn't, like, it's not gross yet. I've been cleaning it, so whatever. So I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender and blend out my concealer. Alright, so now we're going to talk about foundations for a minute. I do have a few foundations that I use, and I just kind of want to talk about them. So the one I'm going to be using in this video is the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Foundation. I'm in the shade number I'm Pure For Sure Ivory, and that's just because my skin is clear but not super clear, so I'm not going to use a BB cream, but I still want to use like a light to medium coverage foundation, so I'm going to be using this one. But on a regular basis, if my skin was super duper clear, really, really nice, I would use my Olay Fresh Effects BB cream. If my skin is a little bit breaking out bad and I want more full coverage, I'll use the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. And if I'm going out or if I'm going somewhere really, really nice, I use my all-time favorite foundation, which is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. So just kind of want to tell you guys that. So like I said, I'm going to use my Benefit Hello Flawless one today. This one's a little bit yellow toned, and I'm definitely a pink undertone, so when I first put it on you can definitely see like the difference, but this foundation does oxidize throughout the day, so it does end up matching my skin tone. In about like 20 minutes it'll match it. So I'm just going to put a pump of this on the back of my hand and then start applying it all over my face with my beauty blender. And I love the beauty blender. I've been using the beauty blender for a few months now, and it's honestly, I like it so much more than a brush, especially with my full coverage foundations. Using a brush, I mean, you're getting like maximum full coverage, but when I use the beauty blender, it's full coverage, but it's like a natural finish. So that's why I really like this beauty blender. Plus, I'm getting really good at it, so it's going faster. So that is it for foundation, and then you guys will come to realize that I love highlighting my skin, so I use both a liquid highlighter and a powder highlighter. So I have two liquid highlighters that I like to use. This one is the Revlon Photo Ready Skin Lights. This is in the shade number 100 Bare Light. I only use this one when I'm using my Benefit foundation, so I'm going to use it in this video. But with all the other foundations that I mentioned, I like to use the NARS Copacabana Illuminator, and that is because all of the other ones are pink toned, so this looks better. And then like I said, the Benefit one is yellow toned, so this one looks better because it's a golden highlight. So I hope I didn't confuse you too much with all of that, but I just wanted to share it all and let you guys know. So I like to put a little bit of this on my finger, highlight my cheekbones, down my nose, my Cupid's bow, and then my chin. And then for this, to blend this out, I also just take my beauty blender and do that. Then to set everything, I have been loving the Makeup Forever Translucent HD liquid, not liquid, the translucent, I don't know how to explain this, loose powder. They do have a pressed one now. I do want to try the pressed one. I'm sure it's the exact same, but I do want to see how it applies on me. But I do love the loose. I have like 3 of these little containers and a full size, so I'm going to try and use them as much as possible. So I like to flip it upside down, shake it into the lid, and I will be using my Sedona Lace LB05 brush. It's a smaller brush, but I like it for applying my powder. So then I like to basically put the powder in the lid and then buff the brush into the lid. I learned this trick from a Bare Minerals representative. That's what they do with their products. They say always buff the brush into the lid because that packs the product into the brush, so that way you have a lot of product in the brush so it applies easier. So that's just a trick that I learned. So that's just how I do it. So I start down my nose, go under my eyes, and then I do the rest of my face. That is it for powder. Now I'm going to do my contour and bronze my skin up a bit. So I'm using my Hoola by Benefit Box Powder Bronzer. I love this stuff. It's amazing. And I'm using my Real Techniques contour brush to do this. I don't have any rhyme or reason to my contour. I literally just kind of like slap it on because, I don't know, I've always just done it the same way. Same thing with my concealer. So I don't know. So I just start right where my contour is. You know, when you make the fishy face, your cheeks go in, and that's where you're supposed to contour. I know where that is by now. I know where my cheekbones are. So I like to start down here and kind of buff it in, and then drag the rest onto my temples, just because I don't like to like put it right on my temples. I feel like it just looks way too prominent on my skin, especially because I'm so fair. And I like to contour too, especially if I'm doing like a full coverage foundation, because you have to kind of put that color back in your skin. There's that. You can always deepen it up if you want, but I just prefer to leave it like that. I take my Sedona Lace. This is the LB07 brush. It's a super fluffy brush. And I take the NYC bronzer in Sunny, which mine's like falling apart right now. But I use this bronzer just with this brush, just to kind of go down my neck. I'm like spilling it in any areas that like my shirt doesn't cover, just to kind of bronze those areas and kind of match my face to my neck. And then the last thing for face, I know I use a lot of products. I should have warned you guys at the beginning. I use a lot of products, but I like it. It's just fun, and it goes really, really fast for me. If I'm not talking, it goes very, very fast. So the last face product that I use is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I use all 3 colors with the Sephora number 55 brush. I just swoop it through, and then I just kind of like buff it into my skin. This just helps create like a flawless finish. That's why I do that. Next, I'm going to be doing my brows. I do my brows a lot different now that my hair is light blonde now, or lighter blonde. So I don't use as dark as a color as I usually do, but my brows are still naturally dark, as you can see. So I like to kind of try and lighten them, but it doesn't work. But I'm not going to bleach my brows. So yeah. So what I've been using is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Mousse. The shade I have is Taupe. It's just a warm brown color, so it really helps with the blonde. So I'm going to take the brush that comes with it, take the spoolie, and shape my brows. Like that. And then I'll start applying the mousse. I don't, again, have any rhyme or reason to how I apply it. I just kind of slap the stuff on. I mean, I guess I do kind of have a reason. I kind of start by going under and shaping how my brows are. And then I fill them in. And then I'll take the spoolie end and rub the color into areas that I may have missed. Then I'm going to set my brows using a clear brow gel. This one is just from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And also from Anastasia, I am taking the double-ended brow duality pencil, and I'm taking the sand shimmer side, and I just put a little bit of this under the brows to highlight the arch. And then to highlight the arch and highlight my inner corner a little bit more, I am taking my Urban Decay Naked Basics palette and the shade Venus, and I'm using a julep shader brush. I found that the shape of this brush is like perfect for applying it right under the brows. So I'm taking that shimmery shade and just putting it right on top of where we put the brow duality pencil, just to highlight a little bit more. I'm also gonna just pop a little bit of color in the inner corners as well. Alright, and now for the eyes, I'm going to be starting by using my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is my favorite primer. I've tried a lot of primers, and I always just come back to the Urban Decay just because it works the best, honestly, for me. But then again, excuse me, I do have a dry face, so my lids aren't oily. So if you do have oily lids, I know that the NARS Pro Prime is a great primer for you. And I am going to be using tape for this. I do use tape every day for every look lately. And I know a lot of people are like, doesn't that take a lot of time? But like I said before, this usually goes very fast for me. If I'm not talking to anybody or talking to myself, which, you know, I usually don't, it takes me honestly anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes to do my makeup, so yeah. The look that I'm going to be doing is a look that I usually do every single day. I do have a lot of makeup, so I do change up my looks often, especially with what I'm wearing. But if I just want to go for my everyday simple look like I usually do, this is the look that I do. I've been doing this look since my senior year of high school, so it's just really simple for me. So yeah, I just use my Sonia Kashuk flat eyeshadow brush, and I start with the shade Urban Decay Sin, which is like perfect. As you can see, it's super hit pan, but it's a really nice champagne pink shade. So I put this shade all over my lid. Then I take the Sonia Kashuk crease brush and then Urban Decay shadow in Mushroom. They do sell, I think around the holidays, or maybe they still sell it on the Urban Decay website, or you can find it on eBay, a duo with Sin and Mushroom together. So if you like this look, you can definitely buy the duo, but I have both of the individuals. So this is Mushroom. I'm going to put this just directly into my crease. And I've been doing this, like I said, since my senior year of high school. You're definitely going to want to go ahead and blend it out. So this is just a Real Techniques Duo Fiber Eye Brush. I've been loving this for blending, so I'm just going to blend it out. The tape off. And then if you did take a little bit of concealer off, you can always reapply, but I didn't take that much off, so I'm just going to kind of take my still kind of dirty beauty blender and just wipe it up. So that is it for the eyeshadow, and then I like to do kind of a winged liner on my upper lash line. I used to use the liquid liner a lot, the L'Oreal one, but lately I've been really back into loving gel liner. So I'm going to be using my Julep Jet Black gel liner. I have to find the brush. And here it is, the Julep angled liner brush as well to create a winged line. And I don't know how well I'm going to be doing this on camera. So there's that eye. As you can see, that's so much easier than liquid liner, so I don't know why I haven't used gel liner. That's it for the gel liner. I'm loving that, like I said. And I like to use a pencil liner on the waterline, and I only bring it about halfway in now just because I like the kind of like half open, half closed kind of cat eye look. Just the pencil liner that I've been using for a while now is a baby size of the Marc Jacobs Highliner pencil in Blacker. I got this as a 100-point perk from Sephora. It's almost gone, but I've been using it, which is really nice. I've been using it like every day for a long time, and it hasn't ran out, so it's a pretty good 100-point perk. So I'm just going to put this about halfway in. Maybe more of a third of the way in, not halfway in, but yeah, so that's that. Then I'm going to curl my lashes. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I love to layer my mascaras, so I recently started using 2 new ones. I'm starting with my Buxom, I think this is just like the regular mascara, just a Buxom mascara, and then I'm putting the Rimmel Scandalize Retro Glam on top of that. Alright, so that is it for the eyes. And then for the cheeks, I pretty much use the same blush every day, and that is my NARS Orgasm Blush. This is just the mini duo with Laguna as well, which sometimes I'll contour with, but I mostly use the blush. And then this is a Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour Brush that I use to apply this. And this blush pretty much goes with everything, that's why I use it. Like I said at the beginning, I love my highlighter, so I'm also going to be using a powder highlighter. This is my favorite. It's the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. It's beautiful. And then I'm using another Sephora number 55 brush. I wish I had a smaller, more like denser highlight brush, but for now this is all I have, so this is what I'm using. For the lips, my lip color changes just about every single day. I really don't pinpoint a certain lip color, so the one that I'm going to be wearing today is just something going old school here, my Revlon lip butter in Creme Brulee that I used to wear all the time. This is actually my second tube of this, and it's almost gone because I used to wear this so much, but it's a really nice nude from the drugstore. And then just to finish the entire look off, I'm going to be spraying my face with my Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray just to make sure everything stays all day. So that is it for my talk through Get Ready With Me video. I apologize if it was super long. I told you guys it would be because I was talking through it, which I thought would be really nice and helpful. Like I said at the beginning, I don't think I look any different with or without makeup. I think obviously without makeup I look like super tired, but makeup definitely enhances your features, and that's why I love makeup and I use makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know in the comments. Subscribe to me if you're not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.